the show where you interview the biggest stars in rock and roll. Rockline is brought to you by Lie to Me on Fox. Hi, I'm Bob Coburn in Los Angeles, and tonight from New York City, we welcome Thin Lizzy's Scott Gorham. To speak with Scott, call the toll-free Rockline at 1-800-344-ROCK. That's 1-800-344-7625. One number toll-free from anywhere in the U.S. or Canada. And now let's welcome our guest. Thin Lizzy's Still Dangerous, live at the Tower Theater, Philadelphia in 1977, is one of the best-sounding live albums you'll ever hear. And tonight, Scott Gorham from the band will lead us through and tell us the stories behind the songs and stories about the band, too. And you can talk with him at 1-800-344-ROCK. Scott Gorham, welcome to Rockline. Good to have you.
Bob, thank you so much. It's great to be on your show right now. Thank you so much.
I'm eager to play this album for the Rockline listeners. It just sounds great. It is sweet, man. How was this Philadelphia show discovered? How did it come to your attention?
Well, you know, it was nearly by accident. It was one of those things where you're, and I know it's going to sound kind of dry, but the accountants are looking over the financial things and all that, and they kept seeing this one payment that we were making, month after month, a year after year, and nobody knew what was in these two lockups that we kept paying for. So, we sent somebody down there to find out if it's, what is this, old equipment in here, or, Phil's old leather couch, or, what's going on in here, So, they go down and they open it up, and what we did find was just, an absolute mountain of multi-track recording tape. So, they told me about it, so I went down there and had a look myself. And, when you're actually, starting to write songs, but you don't have a clear picture maybe of what, certain songs are going to end up being, you have, working titles. And I remember, seeing on one of the boxes, the title G.I. Joe. Well, I know that was the working title at one point for The Boys Are Back in Town. So right there, I figured, well, okay, now this has got, at least to us and Thin Lizzy, this has got some historic value to it. And these are very old tapes, and we don't want to lose them. So we decided that, the next step we're going to need to take is to go and have these tapes baked and then get them transferred over into some sort of a digital format just to be able to, save the tapes. But there was another box in there that I actually found kind of intriguing. All it had written on it was Philadelphia and the number 2 on it. Now, I remember, and 1977. Now, I remember doing the King Biscuit Hour, which is what it was from, but I couldn't quite remember doing 2 nights. So I called up our old management, and I asked them about this, and they reminded me that, yes, we did do 2 nights. And the reason for that was we had just finished the Bad Reputation album in Toronto, and we were offered to do a U.S. tour, a 3-month U.S. arena tour. So, the idea was, okay, well, what we'll do is we'll actually do book a 2-week warm-up period before we actually get to this arena side of things. Just so we can see, we want to put the new songs from the Bad Reputation album into this warm-up set, so we can hear, or see, how the audience is going to react to them. We're kind of checking out to see how well we were playing these songs for the first time, and also to see, how they were being placed in the set. I mean, are we going to be able to keep the flow of the set with these new songs in it? So, that's basically what you're hearing on this Still Dangerous album. And the tour itself, now this was a pretty important tour to us because, at this point here, really everybody in America really only knew Thin Lizzy for basically one song. And obviously that was The Boys Are Back in Town, and they knew us for one album, and that was the Jailbreak album. Now, up to this point, we'd had, several hits in all over Europe, several sort of big selling albums in Europe, but still it was the one song and one album we had in the United States. And that was really because the lack of playing time in the United States. So, in our mind, this was the tour. This was the one that live-wise was going to crack us wide open in America. This was going to show everybody in America that, the catalog runs deep. And so that was the purpose of getting out there in the first place. But unfortunately, as always seems to have happened to Thin Lizzy, and I always refer to it as the curse of Thin Lizzy. It seemed like every time we got to America, something happened, something tragic happened, or something way beyond our control, and you either cancel before you get there, or you're canceling during the tour. So it was almost more of the same. We got to the end of this a warm-up period, and Phil started to complain about, I'm feeling ill, I'm feeling tired, I can't keep it together, I don't know what's the matter with me. And I remember the last show that we did on this warm-up tour, he actually just walked into the dressing room, laid down on the floor, and said, "Man, I just can't get up. I can't do it. I don't know I just don't know what the problem is." So, obviously that's, had us all extremely concerned, right? So we knew we were flying to Ohio that night to start this arena tour, the next day. So the idea was, okay, what we're going to do is we'll get a doctor in when we get to Ohio, and obviously we'll get Phil a shot or some pills or whatever, and we're going to get him back on his feet. But the problem was, we get to Ohio, we get the doctor in, and that's when the news came down. The doctor had just right off the bat said, "You guys are done, and Phil, you are especially done. We need to get you on the plane back to London and straight into the emergency ward in the hospital. You have got an advanced case of hepatitis C." And that was right then. That was the end of our all-conquering of America tour. But we did. At the end of the day, we did get this one show from Philadelphia out of it. So it gives you an idea of where the band was at this point. I mean, the band is playing so well at this point, and it also shows you, the new songs that are coming off the new album. So really, these new songs that are on this Still Dangerous album, it's the first and only time that they were actually recorded live.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, it sure sounds good. We'll let you talk to Scott Gorham in just a moment. Toll free 1-800-344-ROCK. Got to play the big hit by the band to kick things off tonight on Rockline. The Boys Back in Town. What a great groove that song is in. The Boys Are Back in Town from Still Dangerous, the new live album from Thin Lizzy. I never thought I'd be saying that again. Scott Gorham is here to take your calls, toll free, 1-800-344-ROCK. Your calls are coming next on Rockline. Soldier of Fortune takes us to the first time out.